This is from ABC News. Papua New Guinea shuts down Facebook in test to stop pornography, misinformation, and hate speech. In short, Papua New Guinea's government has shut down Facebook, citing an increase in misinformation and pornography. Facebook is by far the most popular social media platform in the country, and the move has been met with outrage. Thoughts?
Nah, that's bullshit, man. You know, if you're going to shut down pornography, then shut down the pornographic websites.
True.
That's just the basics. You know, shut down Pornhub and the Jews who run that website. You know, shut all that shit down because it's a load of shit. You know, you can't say pornography on Facebook. What the fuck are you talking about? Has anyone had that? But be honest, have you seen it on Facebook?
Probably in its very earlier phases when it was much like YouTube, when it was shit and anything could go on it, when there wasn't as much censorship. And like what, boobs, but nothing like no actual sex.
And yet there are these massive websites, Pornhub, and the shit that the kids are watching. Shut that shit down. Why doesn't any of these governments actually shut down those pornographic websites? So that's a fucking lie. So this is just the same controlling bullshit that we see all the time. Samoa tried this. I remember Tuilepa when he was in Parliament in 2018 or 2020. And it was all about a blogger, an anonymous blogger named OLP, Ole Palamia, who they said it was me. They said it was my mother, speaking of Mother's Day stories. And so me and my mum went and bought T-shirts. I am Ole Palamia and my mum is Ole Palamia. And we were walking that shit around because this anonymous blogger was putting up details about what these MPs and the Prime Minister were doing and the affairs that church whaiwhiaos were having and like real shit.
Yeah.
Real shit. And they couldn't find out who it was, who this anonymous blogger was. So the Palamia, the Prime Minister, threatened to shut down Facebook to stop this one anonymous blogger. And so...
Too real? Was it too real for them?
It was too real, bro. It was too real. And look what happened. Like, they ended up losing that election.
Yeah.
You know, so... I don't know if they ever found the person. I was accused of it, and so there were a lot of pages that went up about my mother and myself. And
what did that look like? Was it only online that became an issue, or were there problems kind of in real life as well?
No,
or you're not allowed to speak about?
No, they just all bark, bro. Bark, no bite. There's a lot of our haters. They talk shit online, and then they'll walk past me and smile and say nothing. I have not had any confrontations, bro. None. But I see them online with their comments and that, and no one has ever come up to me and actually wanted to talk or do something. No one. So let's talk shit, bro. But anyway, so it happened in Samoa. I was going through what countries have banned Facebook, and it's only a small group, you know, China.
Yep.
China, North Korea, Turkmenistan.
All the dictator countries.
No. That's what Western media like to portray them. Oh, dictator countries. Gosh. Russia. So there are a few, but in the past, there's actually been quite a lot of times where they've temporarily banned Facebook. I don't know if you remember the Egyptian uprising in 2011. Yeah. And so they...
Even Twitter.
Yes. So they try to suspend social media because it threatened power. You know, like the youth were uprising and they were using social media to mobilize and to connect and to communicate and to mobilize and actually physically mobilize. And the youth of Hong Kong used it really well. They used social media really well. They were sending plans on how to cut down the cameras, how to use umbrellas to block out sprays and water cannons, and also your ID, using cones to cover the smoke bombs that come. So social media is a very powerful tool to organize, to communicate, and to actually impact physical mobilization and inspired uprising all around the world. And then those governments who are old men, mainly old men, have banned Facebook or threatened to ban Facebook in order to keep their power.
Keep their power and their secrets?
Yeah, keep their power and their secrets, absolutely. Because in Samoa, the thing about Ole Palamia and this anonymous blogger is that Samoa's a small place, bro. You know, and
people talk.
Yes, and powerful people have workers in Samoa. So, you know, an MP will have about 5 to 10 workers in that house. And these are people. these are people who watch what you do, you know what? So they know all the secrets, and they, and everyone started realizing the power in the little people in the home. These people who are paid minimum wage, 2 tala an hour, but they're watching the corruption go on,
unfold in front of them. Yeah.
They're watching the affairs. They've been asked to lie about the extramarital affairs. And so social media has empowered like smaller people. It's given everybody a voice. And you see these corrupt governments are still trying to hold on to their power by shutting down freedom of expression and freedom of information to be moved, freedom of ideas to travel from person to person. And this is just the same thing, bro. This is just the same thing. So when Tula Epa threatened Facebook, the JAWS, which is the Journalism Association of Western Samoa, so obviously it's not Western Samoa anymore, but the Media Association and the Ombudsman, they all warned Tuilepa, look, we are signatory of the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and that includes freedom of speech. We signed that shit. You can't take away people's freedom of speech. And so he didn't, And so instead they made that law, the libel defamation, which is the one that they've been using hard out to shut down anyone who says anything.
Everyone's lying.
Yeah. Everyone's lying. And but yeah, this is just one of those, bro.
You brought up and I'm happy that you went there with the social media, because it feels like in a lot of these smaller Pacific nations, a lot of it's due to, because what you're saying, the smaller people are talking. But they're not just talking in person, they're talking on Messenger, they're talking on Facebook in front of people, right. They're making them big captions that are shared by hundreds and thousands of people. So it was good that we went there. And you also brought up pornography as another one. And I just wanted to kind of bring to attention that there's this awesome podcast between comedian Theo Vaughn, American comedian, and an activist called Lila Micklethwait. And you brought up pornography. It's an interesting one, but I think one thing for a lot of men to be aware of, places like Pornhub, and I know we like joke about it, but that's kind of like a open website, meaning that it's much like YouTube, where people at home can upload videos to. And what this activist is, or what she's kind of testified with support from people that have been abused on their website, is that about 90% of those videos you're watching are actual rape videos from trafficked women.
Sure.
So just check it out, guys. Theo Vaughn, Layla McElwaite, and her kind of fight now is they're targeting, because what's getting the money into that company that's hosting this is the MasterCards. She's targeting Visa and MasterCards, all the people that you can make pays to, to watch all that nasty shit, because the majority of that is just rape pornography.
Right.
According to a lot of the women that have been trafficked and have come to her. So I just brought that up because you brought up social media, and if PNG or the other kind of nations are using this as a scapegoat to say, oh, it's pornography on social media.
They do.
Brother, I haven't seen anything on Facebook.
No.
Maybe TikTok you'll see some weird shit, but for the most part, they're censored before you can even watch anything. I know Twitter's its own monster, and so is Reddit, but a lot of these pornography websites are just as bad themselves than social media.
Ban the pornographic websites. If it's about pornography, ban it. Like, don't bullshit about that. And just with the social media and Facebook, like, a lot of these old people in power, they're fucking clueless on how to use it. Like, respectfully, so just separate that with my next comment. Like, my mum still needs help with it, still needs help with logging on to the Wi-Fi. So these people who are trying to enact laws to control it and ban it, that's all they know how.
Yeah,
like,
that's an interesting point.
Yeah, like they just know that the kids are using this, and they think they're going to shut down Facebook. It's probably going to end up in Insta and all this other shit, TikTok and all of that. And it's just, they're just showing themselves to be completely out of date. And it's dodgy now. When you want to do that, the first thing that we think of, trying to control power, because it's such a dumb move to do. Like, to shut down a social media website is stupid. When there's heaps of social media out there, and just to target one, it just goes to show how much these guys don't know what's going on in social media. And just to, because this is PNG, one of the biggest movements on Facebook and social media is Free West Papua.
Yeah.
And that's something that we have only known because of social media. Social media is the only way that anybody has ever known about West Papua and the gold mines, the largest gold mine in the world, the Grasberg gold mine, and the Indonesians who have come in and colonized and stolen that, and who banned indigenous culture, indigenous language. You have to speak Indonesian, who banned anyone flying the Morning Star flag, the indigenous flag of the West Papua people. So West Papua has only been brought to the world through social media, and that's why it's so important not to ban social media and to have it available to people. And I know they're making a move in New Zealand now where they want to try and ban children the age up to the age of 16. You know, they want to ban them from social media, and they put in the same things. Oh, it's pornography, it's bullying, and it's just the same bullshit.
Yeah, we'll follow this, but I think much like all the other places, it's one of those things where, I mean, you talked about like the older generation not understanding that it's not as simple as turn off. There's a lot more to it. Like it's adapt or die. So you either move with the technology, or you just there's no way of stopping this.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
And social media is important. You know, it's the voice of the voiceless and the smaller people. In Samoa, whenever there's disasters, the only way to communicate with family is social media. You know, like it's used for many things.
Majority of the news, it's not from me going to NZ on nzherald.co. It's Facebook. And Twitter.
And even news journalists, they go to social media, and they go to connect with the person who's directly involved in the incident. You know, social media has allowed all of that, and it's so important. And for us and our children, it's really important that we become responsible and get involved in it with our kids. Like, yes, there are some things that we can monitor, like anything, like TV as well, and sites. So we have to get involved and help our children, but censorship is not the way.